Welcome to Pixeltest. In today's session, we are going to learn more about Python, and people who are joining us on YouTube, you can directly join us on Zoom. You can see the link to our Zoom session in the chat, right? So let me welcome our few participants. Hello, Vijay. Welcome. Yes, people who are joining us on our Zoom, you can mute your YouTube so that there is no echo in the session. Okay, thank you so much. Thanks, Sushil. Thanks, Prashant. Yes, so you can directly interact with us in the Zoom session itself. So I request you to join us live on Zoom. The link to the Zoom session is there on your chat. Great. Thank you so much, everyone. Thanks, Vinita. Thanks, Lakshmi. Thanks, Rahul. Great. So basically, we have yesterday covered very basics of Python. Today, we are going to learn a little deeper concepts of Python. And then every day we come on live and learn Python for 30 minutes, right? So this learn Python in 7 days helps you in building the confidence that Python is easy and you can launch yourself into this space of AI and technology. Thank you so much, everyone. So if you are directly watching us on any of our social channels like YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook, you can directly join us using the Zoom link that is provided in the chat section. People who are joining us from desktop, you can see that the chat is on the right. People who are joining us on the mobile, you can see that the chat will be below. Okay, great, amazing. Let's go ahead and start today's session. I'm going to share the link to the day 2 exercises here for first people who are on our Zoom link and people who can on the chat, right? If you're joining us on our social channels, you can use the link that is available on the social channels. Great. Amazing. Thank you so much. So first of all, we will revise what we have done yesterday and we'll continue with our today's session as well, right? So how many of you are joining us for day 2? Thanks, Rahul. Thanks, Sushil. Great. Okay. Not a worry. If you have missed yesterday's session also, we are going to cover parts of it today. So this is going to be helpful for everyone, even if you are from a non-coding background. I request you to go ahead and follow the steps that are explained in this particular video. Okay, great. So I request people who would be who are joining us on desktop, that is well and good. If you're joining on mobile and if you have a desktop, I request you to make the switch onto the desktop as well. Great. So let me share my screen. Here we'll cover the day 1 exercises. So yesterday we have learned what is a print statement and what is we've also learned all of that. And yes, it's all functional. Great. Amazing. Yeah, so we're waiting for more number of participants to join in. Great. Thanks everyone for joining in. Thanks Rahul. Thanks Rachna. Thanks. Great. So in this particular section, you can see that we are going to revise what we have done yesterday. So we'll learn by exercise. So if you come to this particular section, below the console, you can see that there is a statement, print hello world. You can come here, copy the statement and paste it here. Right, if you are watching us on a mobile device, you would see this in a different view. You would be seeing in this particular way. So I request you to type your query here, and when you click on run, you will get the answer on the below tab. Right, so you'll not be able to see the answer immediately. You'll have to click on the tab below. Some devices you might have to scroll also, right? So this is how it will look in the mobile. Okay, that's fine. So now let's begin. So yesterday we have learned how to print any string or any text onto the console, right? So anything that we type within these double quotes becomes a string, right? So yesterday we have printed our first statement, which is hello world. So if you want to write any of the statements here, you can write that here as well, right? So you can say Rahul in class 10, right? So when you do that, when you run it, so it's going to print that particular statement, right? So yesterday we have also seen something called a variable, where you can type the variable. Let's just say we are going to call our variable students. Okay, and let's say students equal to 10 plus 25, and I'm going to print students here. When you run it, you can see that the students got printed, and it also calculated what was the sum of these two particular values on the right hand side and saved it in students, and then printed that particular variable. So this is called a variable. A variable is like a box. You can keep anything in that particular variable. It keeps changing, right? In a box, sometimes you can use it for biscuits, sometimes you can use it for other snacks, right? So you can do chocolates or any other things. So any variable is also like that. You can change the contents of it. So that is the reason it's called a variable. And when you print a variable, you need not have to give the double quotes, right? So when you give a double quote, it becomes a string, and when you remove that, it will become a variable, right? So that is the reason the variables and strings are used to in different ways. We'll also learn about that, right? So how many of you are able to follow this? Right, if you are able to follow this, type me in the chat box. Yes. So if you are just joining right now, you can let us know with what is your name and which city you are from in the chat box. You can let us know what is your name and which city you are from. Okay. So we have a lot of people. We have people joining us from LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. We have Akash, who is from Hyderabad. He is joining us on YouTube. We have Rachana, who is joining us on Twitter. We have Vijeta joining us on LinkedIn. That's really great, right? Oh, so there are a lot of people joining in. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining in. So you've not missed much. We have just given a little introduction about us. If you joined our yesterday's session, then you know the context. But if you're joining for the first time, these sessions are conducted by Pixeltest, and these sessions intend to give you the confidence that you can also learn Python. And if at all you're joining on any of our social channels, there is a link to our Zoom session in the chat. You can directly click there and join us on Zoom, right? So there you can directly interact with us live and get your queries answered. Okay, great. So basically, people who are joining us right now, you can click on the link, Zoom link, and join us live. And people can keep typing their name and which city you are from, right? You can type your name and which city you are from. Yes. So Akash, what is your current background, Akash? Is it, are you working somewhere? Are you studying? You can let us know. Thank you so much, Pratham Sharma, for joining us on Zoom. Thanks, Pratham. Thanks, Dakshinamurthy sir, for joining us. Great. Amazing. So, may I know, Pratham, you can even unmute and say which city you are from?
Sir, I am from Mumbai.
Mumbai, is it? Okay. Now, that is really nice to know, Pratham sir. So, what is that you are currently doing, sir? What is your current background?
I am actually a student studying in 12th.
Wow, that's really nice, Pratham. Good start. So you have Python covered in your curriculum, current curriculum.
Actually, I have HTML, JavaScript, and C++.
Okay, part of direct 12th education itself.
Yeah.
That's really nice. So you can definitely get into Python as well. Thank you so much, Pratham, for letting us know a little about your background. Yes, Akash, that's really nice to know. We'll get into that. Yes. Thank you so much, Dakshinamurthy sir. Dakshinamurthy sir, this is the first batch you are joining, or you have also joined us earlier?
So first.
Oh, okay. Nice. Thank you so much, sir. So you're already a member, sir. Your name seems familiar. Are you already a member, or this is the first
No,
time
sir,
you are
I'm
interacting with
fresher.
us?
Yes, sir.
Oh, is it? Okay. Thank you so much. Nice. Which city you are from, Dakshinamurthy sir?
I'm from Tamil Nadu.
Tamil Nadu, is it? Okay. Okay. I'm currently in uh, Tirupattur, so I think I can relate. So,
I'm
hey,
I'm also nearby. I'm Dharmaburi.
is it okay? Nice to know, Dakshinamurthi sir. Okay, great.
Okay, sir.
So, hey, Madan, you raised your hand. Which city you are from, Madan?
Hello, hi. I'm from Gurgaon.
Gurgaon. Wow, nice. What is your current background, Madan? What are you doing?
So I have a few questions.
Please.
When I visited your website, it's written that only IITians and some NIT students are allowed to take admissions. So is it like that, or just normal?
No, it is nothing like that. So you can register for our webinar. So people, you can even see that there is a college column, and it is asking you which college you are from. You can choose if you're from IITs, BITS, normal, other college. You can mention as others and name your college also. So it should not be a problem, Madan.
Okay, and another question I have. So let me tell you my background first. So I've done BTech. I completed my BTech in electrical in 2014. Then I had a startup for 3 years. Then after that, we had to shut it down. Then I joined MBA in 2018. I completed in 2020 in marketing and HR. And after that, it's been 2.5 years I'm into sales. So and when I was doing engineering, I used to be really good in coding. I'm really good in C++ and Java, and I also know Python. And and I want to ask a guy like me, coming from this sales background and having three years of gap after BTech, will I be able to get a job if I complete this program?
100%, Madan, because sales is the first area where these insights. So basically, now you might even see one of my friend is also into sales. So he works for the sale, specs company, and that's a popular band. It is the Vogue. These things he's into also sales. So when in sales, because you already have like 2 years experience, what happens is he's now getting into a team leader position, and he has got his certification. What happened is their company has got a lot of data, right? So earlier he worked in sales in a different company. He worked in Kotak Bank in sales, right? So now when he shifted, what happened is they actually get a lot of data related to sales from different branches, and there have to be insights need to be generated, and it's key decisions that their team takes, like what should be the targets for so and so branches, what should be the target for so and so cities, and so because sales is more of a numbers thing, so you can use data, insights that you generate out of it, and definitely go forward, because sales is an area where people are looking to move beyond the insights generated by Excel, right? So I'm 100% sure that you'll be able to make it, Madan. Yeah. So he graduated from Hyderabad, and one of the name of the college is CBIT. Then from MBA, he did his engineering also in 2016.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's like my own circle. So I'm 100% sure about it. There are openings because people are looking for team leader positions where they can understand data. Like you'll get data in Excel and all those things. So you have to generate insights of it, and all those things have to be done. So do not worry. You are in a very good shape.
Okay. And
Yeah.
another thing is, I mean, as I know Python, I mean, what it takes to learn machine, because I've heard from some of my friends that machine learning is tough, AI is tough. So how tough is it? I mean,
I think I'll leave that decision to you. So first, we'll show a little of Python to you. You try, how much of Python do you know? Like, you can let me know. So based upon that, we can uh, understand it better.
so Python, to know matplotlib, all these things I know, the
I
basic.
think then see, you are, don't take anything by your, the judgment of others. Make your own judgment. Because if you have come till matplotlib, I'm sure you'll be able to go further also, because you do not. There is a decent amount of functions and libraries within Python where you do not have to fully rely on mathematical modules and all those things.
Yes.
So I'm sure that you'll be able to do it.
Okay,
No,
thanks.
Python, because in our community, we are a 1050 plus members community, and we know in our community we have many people who are into sales. Many people will be short teachers, housemakers, learning and shifting their careers. So you are in a very good shape. It might have been complex for others. Must not be the same case for you. I want you to take the decision for yourself.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes. Thank you so much, madam. Great. Okay, so we have Vijay Lakshmi ma'am. Which city you are from, ma'am?
So I'm studying in Chennai. So I'm from Andhra, sir.
Andhra Pradesh, is it? Okay. Really nice to know. Thank you so much. Okay, so yesterday we have started our day one, and we have a lot of people who are joining us on LinkedIn, YouTube. I request you to write your name and which city you're from in the chat. And if at all you want to join us in live, you can go ahead and click on the Zoom link and join us live and interact with us directly. Okay, so we are going to start today's session. I'm going to share the link to the practice link is also there in the description, but I'm going to share this for our members on Zoom. So this is the Python day 1, which yesterday happened, but I'm just going to, glance through it. And then there is day 2. So I request you to open these links. First, let us go through the day 1. I'm going to share my screen. Okay. So type V if my screen is visible to you. Type V if my screen is visible to you. Visible? Yes, thank you, madam. Great. So now what we are going to do is, now that yesterday we have learned how to print statement. So the mode of learning is learning by exercise. You are going to copy the statement that is below and paste it ahead. And I'm going to explain how and what is happening here, right? So what you can do is go down here, click copy this print hello world statement and paste it here. And you can see that when you click on run, you'll be able to run it, and it'll type hello world here. We'll understand what is happening here. But how many of you are able to run this parallelly along with me? If you're able to run this parallelly along with me, type R in the chat box. If you're able to run this parallelly along with me, type R in the chat box. Yeah. So can you let me know if you are able to open that link shared, Python day 1 link? If you're able to open the link, and let me know. Yes. Yes, Krishna or Dakshinamurthy, Vijay Lakshmi ma'am. So can you open the link that I've shared in the chat? Is the link opening for you? Yes, okay. Thank you, Krishna. Thank you, Dakshinamurthy. Are you able to run your first statement? Are you able to type print hello world when you are clicking, copying, pasting there? Are you able to type it and run it? This will be the statement. Yeah, go ahead, copy this particular statement and click on run. If you're able to run it, type R in the chat box. Okay, thank you so much. Right, thanks, thanks Vijay Lakshmi, thanks Dakshinamurthy sir. Right, so Dakshinamurthy sir, is it the first time that you are interacting with Python, Vijay Lakshmi ma'am, or you had a little prior experience on Python? You can unmute and let us know also.
So this is the first time.
Okay. Vijay Lakshmi ma'am says know the basics. Dakshinamurthy says this is first time. So, so now basically congratulations, sir. You have run your first line of code. This is basically the first love of every developer. This is the first line that everyone runs. So, this is just one beginning. This is how we learn Python by exercise, and we are going to proceed for, right? Thank you so much, sir. Right. So now what we are going to do here is I'm going to resume my sharing. So similarly, you can go ahead and always whenever I say, you can pick up an exercise and work with us. Right now, let's understand what we have done here. Okay, so right, Dakshinamurthy sir, we can understand what we have done here. So now this particular statement is called print statement. Right, the whole statement that was here is called the print statement. Hey Firoz. So now what happens in this is called a function. Right now, whatever you write between it is going to print it on the display. Right, so basically, if you put anything in double quotes, like let's just say, when you run it, it's going to print it here. Okay, so please, if there's any spelling mistake, ignore it, sir. Okay, so you can type in there and it will print it. Okay, so this is how you can print any particular string in a print statement. Okay, so now anything that you have double quotes becomes a string. We'll understand more about string. But what happens when you don't have a string on a double quote, right? So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to remove one quotation mark here. Here you will run into an error. It is saying, to have a double quote. So always have two quotes in that particular statement, right? Now there is another way to print this statement, right? Hello, Subramanian sir. Right. So what you can do here is, instead of hello world, you can write name. Okay, right. So when you click on print name, here name, I'm not putting double quotes. Okay, so I'm going to say here name equal to.
Right.
Yes, hello sir. Which city you are from, sir?
Yeah, I'm from Bangalore. Sorry, I didn't get your name. Or maybe I
My name is
late. Yeah.
Yeah,
Come again,
no worries. Okay, so let me rename myself. So my name is Sabyasachi. You can call me Sachi. Should not be a problem.
Nice
Right.
name.
So what is your current background, sir?
Yeah, I'm into the industry since 27 years now. I mean, I'm
Wow.
currently in the kind of second innings of my career. Okay.
Yes. Amazing.
So upskilling myself into the AML and the data science part of it. Okay.
Amazing,
So
sir.
yeah, I'm a Java coder. Okay, Java J2E stack. Okay. So actually, now I'm upskilling myself with the Python as well.
Amazing, sir. So
So
you know a little bit of Python.
Yes, to an
Amazing.
extent.
That is really great, sir. We have
Excellent
many.
anyway, but my focus is not get into the coding level as such. Maybe I want to get into the. I'm currently the technical program manager and the technical delivery manager since my last company. Okay, and currently I'm into the R&D of the AML and data science. I've upskilled myself into the cyber forensics and security as well. So I want to extend the AML to the current domain that I'm into, which is the cyber security and the forensics.
That's really great, sir. We have many people in our community. We have a community of over 1,000 people. And we have many people who are doing their second innings. So a lot of experience. And this experience comes handy, sir, because Python or data science has openings in almost all upcoming industries. So you can use your previous experience and make this switch happen successfully.
That's one of the main reasons I chose the security and the forensics part, because cracking those crimes, right? I mean, checking those evidences, right? It requires all the technical knowledge that I've gathered so far.
Understood.
So that's the right field I chose. So I got my master's degree in that as well.
Wow, that's really nice to know, sir. Thank you so much for being with us, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, I mean, thanks for making it an interactive session. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Anytime, sir.
So cutting across, I'm focusing on the program manager at the data science level. So how will this help me get into the lateral level?
Yes. So basically, because you are looking at a career gap, what you can do is, whenever you upskill, look for very good certification that is valued in the job market. So go ahead and do that. We ourselves have an IIT Madras certification course. So you go ahead and finish the program because you already have the technical jobs. We have enough members who are even from not fully tech backgrounds, but still able to make it with consistent efforts. So I'm 100% sure it will be easier for you. You can even go choose a certification upskill and parallelly finish the certification, and
Yeah.
then start applying with LinkedIn. Focus on
Yeah,
LinkedIn.
yeah, that's
Because
right. Yeah.
in LinkedIn, basically more than career gap, they are looking at expertise. So you can go ahead, and while you finish your certification only 1 or 2 months before, start applying. And surprisingly, you will start getting reverts to the emails where they're asking you more details about let's just say very recently one of our members submitted thinking that nothing will turn up, but then they asked for a few more details in their profile. So that happens, and slowly you'll also crack a few interviews as well. Yeah, so we have
Actually, to be practical, right? See, cracking interviews, right, at this stage, right? Okay, that doesn't seem any challenging to me. That's fine, but still, from the data science point of view and the AML point of view, it is more of real world problem solving. Okay.
100%, sir.
So real world problem solving is coming out with the logic and the the strategy for cracking those through the AML and data science tools, right? That is the real challenge here.
100%, sir. Now, what I would request you to do is like, first make your portfolio stronger, and then because you're looking at cybersecurity or that side of the spectrum, choose a few projects and build your profile in that. Even you can even see that we insist in our community members also, because if you do not have a relevant experience in that industry as well, you can go ahead and even choose LinkedIn. There are many MNC companies that are taking entry internship trainee or internship also. That should not be a problem, because you will feel that instead of having a capstone project which is not live, you'll be working with a project which will help you in getting the job that you plan.
Yeah,
right? So,
that's right.
Yeah. So we have many people who are able to do that, sir.
Yeah, maybe post this session, maybe eventually we'll have a one-on-one session so that you can guide me a little better. Yeah.
Yes, 100%, sir. Okay, so this is going to be a 7-day session, so we'll keep interacting, right? So if you are there, so we'll also
starting today. It's a 7-day session.
Yeah, yes, sir. We started yesterday, but still in the foundational level. So, and on the 7th day, on this Saturday, we are having our master class, which is taken by Latika ma'am. She explains at very detailed way on how to, apply and how to use your previous background and how to upskill properly within Python also. Right. So I'll be sharing the link for that particular, signing up also. So I request you to go ahead and sign up and join our, Saturday masterclass also.
Sure, I'll do that. Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sarisachi. Thanks. Yes. Nice name. Yeah.
Thanks, sir. Thank you. Sir.
I mean, hope you know the meaning of it anyway, right?
Yes, I do, sir.
Yeah. Because we are by name itself, we are talented anyway. Because handling multi-threading has happened in the name itself.
Thank you.
Multitasking. Yeah.
Yes.
Multitasking with a single focus.
Thank you so much, sir. I'll take it as a compliment. Yes, sir. Okay, sir.
Yeah, thanks.
It's really nice interacting with you. Thank you so much.
Very nice talking to you, Sachi.
Yes, sir. So I request everyone to join us using the Zoom link if you are on our social channels, and we'll continue with our exercise. So basically here we're trying to print a name where it's very foundational. So now here what you can see, Dakshinamurthy sir, is earlier we printed directly in the print statements. Now I'm going to give this here name as Dakshinamurthy. And if you are going to print it, it is going to print your name here, right? So this is called a variable. So now this name is called a variable, and the value that it has, this particular name in double quotes, this is a string, right? So this is about print statements and variables. I hope that is clear, Murthy sir.
Yes, sir, please.
Yes, thank you so much, sir. So, and if you are many of you, if at all you are joining us live and writing your first Python line statement for the first time, congratulations! And this is the beginning of your next journey. Thank you so much. So now this was the day one that we did yesterday. Another thing that you can do within print statements is you can also do arithmetic, right? Instead of name here, what I'm going to do is, let's just say bill, okay? And I'm going to print bill. In that bill, I'm going to say 143 plus 98 plus 38, and you have removed something 10, right? So now what happens is it will calculate whatever you have written and save it in bill. And when you print bill, it is going to give you the value of it, right? So this is how you can use variables. So people who are joining us who have experience in other languages like Java or any other language, normally what we have to do, what initially we do is we define a variable beforehand. Is it going to be a number? Is it going to be a string? But in Python, all of this happens at the runtime itself, right? So if you give numbers here, it will take numbers, and if you give a string here, it will give you the string, right? So whatever you type in here is going to give you that, right? So I'm going to reshare the link to the exercise here. Now you can click on the link that I've shared on the chat. I'm also sharing the link on the Zoom chat as well, right? So you can type in there itself and run the program, right? So this was yesterday's day one. So now today we'll cover the day two exercise. I'm going to share the link of that same thing here again. Okay, so you go ahead and open that. So when you open this link, second link, so you will have your day two exercises. And because we have a lot of varied background, it's not homogeneous. So we have a lot of people from different backgrounds. Some are experienced and some are, just beginning. So I request everyone to start from the basics. So do not worry. So what I'm going to do is we are going to cover from the basics only, right? Yeah. So now what we will do. Okay, so let me get.
Sorry, sir.
Yeah, no worries, sir. Now, what we are going to do here is learn the next set of it, right? So here we are talking about conditionals here. So now that we understood few basics of Python, we are going to give Python a little bit more thinking ability. So there is one exercise. So our mode is learning by exercise. So we are going to copy the exercise, right? So Muti sir, Krishna, Subramanian sir and Vijayalakshmi ma'am, I hope you're able to open that link and run this parallelly. So it is better if you run it parallelly instead of just learning it, so that you will have that experience with you. Like you'll have, if you run into errors, you'll know.
Yeah, I'm doing it parallelly. Yeah.
Great. Okay, thank you so much, sir. So you have to go ahead and copy the exercise.
Can we do this parallelly with the Google Colab or?
Yes, you can. You can, sir. Definitely. Yeah. So basically, for people who are just joining, Google Colab is even advanced version where you can have your Python programs running. But here in this page, we have a simple Python program run where you can directly run and get the result in there. So we'll also be discussing about Google Colab in our coming sessions. Thank you so much for bringing that up, sir. Right. So now when you come to the exercise 1, so what is this? Yeah. Yes, sorry. So I've muted everyone. So now if you see, the exercise says on a coin toss, if heads, India bats, if it is tails, Australia bats. So this is what we want our program to do. So now what we are doing here is, like we had Bill, here we have something called toss. And we are going to say when the toss happened, heads came in. Okay, so this is a value that we are predefinedly giving. Okay, now then what we are saying is there is something called an if statement, right? So here we are saying if toss the variable that we have created, we are going to say double equal to, right? So single equal to means this is called definition. Okay, this is definition, and this is called a check, right? So what we are checking here is if toss is heads, right? So this is like it. So here we are telling there are, if I'm telling there are 10 rupees with me, right? So I'm confirming. Here I'm saying there are there 10 rupees with me? So here there's a check, right? So when you have a double equal to, you're going to do, this is called a check, and you're going to check it if toss is heads or not, right? So that is where you use double equal to, and you have to check have this single quotes, so this colon mark. So when you have this colon, whatever statement you write after that will become the block of that particular if statement. So this is called an if statement, and this is called a condition, right? So this is a condition, right? So how many of you understood the condition portion of the if statement, right? If you have understood this, type U in the chat box. Thanks, Rachna. Thanks, Lakshmi. Yeah, so people, thanks, sir. Thanks, Vijay Lakshmi. So people who are joining us on YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, and all, you can directly use the YouTube chat or in the LinkedIn chat and directly put your comments there itself. You can even use the comment section as well. Thank you so much. Right. So let me resume. Now here we are going to say if toss equal to heads, you can see that.
One clarification.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, since you are in the teaching mode, you're hard coding all the variables and demonstrating.
No, here because we are learning, sir. We are also going to do take inputs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe eventually, I think a practical example would be more helpful.
Correct. So because we are covering from the foundationals, so we are going there. Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah, sure. Thanks.
So now here, what we are doing is the next is what we are saying is if toss is heads, let's just say if it is true. Okay. So now how does that happen? I'm going to first print this and show it to you, right? Let's see if we can print this. Okay, so I'm going to print double equal to heads. When I'm going to do this, it is saying me true. It is telling me this is true. Okay, so if heads is something else, let's just say the toss was tails, and the check is if toss is equal to heads, right? So if I'm going to run it, so it is telling me false, right? Because the toss is tails, and you're saying you're asking me to check if toss is heads or not. Then it says the statement is false, right? So this is a check, right? So now what is happening is this is going to return a true or false statement. Okay, so I hope that is clear. This is going to return a true or false statement, and what I'm going to do is instead of print, I'm going to give an if statement. So what is happening here is if this is true. Okay, now the result of this is true, then do whatever is below it. Okay, then let's, for simplicity right now, we are saying print India is batting, right? So whenever, let's just say the toss is heads, and if toss is heads, then print India is batting, right? So now it says India is batting, right? So in the exercise here on a coin toss, if it's heads, it should say India is batting. But what happens if I say it is tails, right? Now if I run it, there's nothing that happened. Why? because we have not told the program what to do when it states. Okay, so for now what we are going to do is we are going to write another statement which says else, meaning if the above statement is false, which is false right now. Now, if you print this particular statement, what is it true or false? You'll know that it is false. And even if you are generally thinking also, the toss is tails, and here we are checking toss is heads or not, right? So it is false, and here now you can say print Australia's batting, right? So if it is not true, go ahead and print Australia is batting. So if I'm going to run it, so it says Australia is batting. Okay, so hey Shaw. So now basically what happens is whenever it is heads, it is India is batting. So if the coin toss again comes heads, it's India is going to bat. And whenever it is tails, it's Australia is going to bat, right? So we're going to see different variations of the if statement, but I hope this example is clear. If this example is clear of how to use conditional, type C in the chat box. Thank you so much, Vijay Lakshmi. Yes, so we have a question. Do we get certificates on the 7 days completion? Yes, we have certificates for that. So we also have, so let me first share the link to our program, the 7th day masterclass. So you can register, and once you join our masterclass, you'll be able to get the certification as well, right? So give me a moment. Yes. So people who are joining us on our social channels, I request you to join us on Zoom if you would want to directly interact with us and ask your questions. So that is always there. The link to the Zoom session is there on the chat. Right? So you can go ahead and do that. Okay, great. So here is a link for this upcoming Saturday's session. So this masterclass is taken by Latika ma'am, and she at length details out on how are the career prospects in AI, right? So how you can hone yourself and get into this particular industry as well. Okay, great. The link is on the chat. So let me also share it for people who are joining us on Zoom as well. The session is happening on 4th, which is the coming Saturday. Here is the link, right? So I request you to go ahead and register yourself right away so that your registration is intact. Great. So the link is there. So what happens when you let me resume my screen share? So when you click here, click to register on Zoom. So you'll be able to see that, it'll ask you your details, and you just have to register. So you'll be registering with Zoom and you'll get a reminder before the session starts. Okay. Great. So we have understood this first example, the exercise of conditionals, right? So we will understand another exercise, which is the logic of traffic signals, right? So here in the similar kind of a logic, what we are going to do is do a traffic signal kind of a logic to understand one more statement, and we'll conclude our today's session with that, and we'll resume in our next session directly. Okay, so here what I'm going to do is I'm going to say let's just say the signal, if like a signal, the variable signal is green, and I'm going to do a check if signal equal to green. right? So this is same as the previous statement. Now when you run it, it's going to print go, right? But what happens if it is not green? Let's just say if it is red. Okay, let's say I'm going to do else print stop. Okay. Okay, so if it is, let's just say red, okay, then it will say stop, because here the check happening is if it is not green, then go to the else statement and print whatever it is, right? But what happens if the color is something different, right? Just say it is yellow or orange, right? So how do you check for that? So that is where we come up with this next statement, which is called an elif statement. Elif is a shorthand for else if, right? So if the first statement is not true, check the next statement, right? So here I'm going to say if signal equal to, let's just say yellow, okay, then print, let's just say prepare or prepare to stop or get ready, right? Ready? You just say ready, and then whenever it's yellow, you will be able to print that. Yeah. So we have Rahul who asks, can we add as many else if statements? Yes. So if you have more colors in the signals, just in a generic sense. So let's just say you are having another color, let's just say purple, right? So you want to print. So I'm just giving you an example that if this statement becomes false, it will go to the next statement. If that becomes false, it will go to next statement. If all of that is not true, it will go to the else statement, right? So that is how this runs. Okay. So let's just say I'm just going to run this. If I'm going to say when it is yellow, it's going to say pause. Okay, so remember, like these errors are your friends. Here, what happened is here we did not have this colon, right? So when you do not have the colon, you'll run into this error, and this error is going to help you understand where the error happened, right? It's showing me, pointing me here, and I've just added that now. So when I'm going to run it, it's saying me pause when it's yellow. When it is green, it is telling me go, and whenever how many other times it is green, it is telling me go, and whenever it is something else, this logic here has some flaw. If you type anything apart from green or yellow, it is going to say stop, right? So this is how you give a little thinking ability to your Python program, but this is very foundational for us just to understand the concepts. But we'll also understand how we can actually make the Python program think, right? So we'll also learn about that, and how can we give this program, and how can we put it onto deploy it, how can we put it into a machine, and all of that we'll discuss. So this particular 7-day program is part of our big course, which is the AI Bronze, which Latika ma'am explains in the masterclass also. But these particular 7 days is absolutely free, and post that you will be able to get your certification of these 7 days only, right? Okay, so thank you so much, everyone. And if anyone has any questions, so if I would like to ask Dakshinamurthy sir, were you able to run the program, sir? So because if you're able to run the programs, you can unmute and let us know.
So I will run, sir.
Yes, sir. So how was your experience, sir? How was your experience running a little of programs for the first time?
Quite interesting, sir. This is my first time, and I want to learn much more, sir.
Really, thank you so much, sir. So you said your current background is into, sir?
So I'm from non-IT student, sir. Just I completed.
Wow, right. So now you are in the right stage. You can definitely go ahead and run. So if at all because if this is how you felt on your first program runs, I request you to join us with the same sincerity for whole of our 7 days for rest of the days, and continue learning more about Python and keep that curiosity up, right? So, was this your first day, sir? This, or you joined yesterday also?
So this is my first day.
Okay, great. So, thank you so much, Dakshinamurthy, and I'm glad that we were able to add value to you. And anybody else who would want to share their experience, how was your experience running, program for the first time?
Yes, I was actually, though it's not the first time anyway, still I want to share anyway. I mean, programming is always fun anyway. I mean, thinking the coding mindset is always a fun anyway, because it's quite interesting. I mean, I have lost my sleep during so many nights, okay, fighting for some logic, okay. It always comes in the dream only.
Understood. Definitely, sir. So I can you are very much already into programming, and you are in the managerial role. So basically, team members can maybe sometimes sleep with the problem, but managers have to manage
Yes.
us. So I
Yeah,
think
whatever is the coding issue is finally I need to get the delivery done. Simple, okay.
yes.
So
So
I mean, of course, getting into hands-on is a real fun again. Okay, thanks for that.
Great, sir. And I would now request you to keep that consistent thing, sir, because you're already knowing about
Definitely.
collab and everything. There are
Yeah.
many other ways you can keep this up and proceed yourself. Even if at all you want to shift into security and that areas also, you can first go through the data science modules, and maybe first get into the managerial roles of data science,
Yeah.
because that will be easier immediately. Then parallelly, once you're stabilized in one role, you can easily make a switch between in another next 6 to 8 months into a role of your choice also, if the industry and all.
So playing a role of no, maybe a technical manager or program manager, data science. Okay, does it require in-depth knowledge about the data science as well? I mean, from the technical angle. I mean, is managing different from the knowing the technical aspects as well? Because though I don't know, I'm not now completely into the Python coding now.
So
Okay, so
basically,
managing that is, I mean, I have done that for now the iOS and the Android no coders as well. Okay, so
yes,
making them I mean, getting the code done by the team is different, and no, me doing a hands-on is different. I mean, it only helps me understand, okay, whether whether the estimates that they give for a particular piece of code, whether I'll be able to judge that whether it's going to take a week's time or it can be done in 2 days.
that is the most important skill, sir, because
That's an idea.
what happens is these days it is easy to have the skill of being able to code or do that, but able to assess how much time it is going to take, what is the issue, and troubleshooting when required, and managing the teams, because that is a little more effort also, because you also need to understand the the layer of a little the language of Python, and you also have to be able to communicate with the teams effectively.
That's right,
I
yeah.
feel that because you, with your experience, your communication with the teams and with the customers or prospects would be brilliant. Now, coming to the inhibition, that because you manage iOS and teams like that, how would managing this teams would be? I'm sure that will not be heavily difficult, and
So
learning.
should I get into the sorry for interrupting me? Should I get into the depth of understanding this linear algebra, calculus, and stuff? Because it's been quite some time. I mean, it's I mean, end of my degree was the last time I touched maths and maybe hands-on with maths. Okay,
Yes,
giving an integration and calculus problem, I cannot solve it now.
correct. So, but here one handy thing is, sir, you have methods for everything, right? So, if you brush up the concepts, and you will be aware that not every day you tackle the same problem, or the problem could be about calculus, and it could be a programming problem also, or a data insight.
But the conceptual understanding, let's see, right from being a science student, okay, the probability and statistics was not in my syllabus at all. Okay.
Correct.
That is something which is totally new to me, okay, which I've been struggling to catch up with that, okay. Solving a quadratic equation is different, and solving something by the probability and the set theories is totally different, okay. The thinking mindset is should be different for that.
Correct. So now what happens here is basically if we have a different take on learning this. So first get the conceptual understanding of it. And as and when we progress forward, sir, this is a recursive update of knowledge for ourselves. Like, for example, if you are in a project, which is more into insights and all, your strength on the modules of Python, which are into plotting and insights, would be stronger. Right? It happens. And similarly, if somebody else is there who is into the more calculus heavy kind of modules, they'll be stronger in that, because recursively they have tuned their mind onto the same problems. So I would suggest you to have the conceptual understanding first overall, and then as you go into, like, even now you can see that people who study law, their books are heavy, and before they appear for the case.
I get your point. My end focus is right. My end focus is coming to the actual technical part of it, is right. Whatever R&D, the service that I'm planning to launch, right? Okay, I should be capable enough to train my model, okay, with the machine learning, where whatever is my business requirement, I mean, that intelligence has to be imparted. I mean, for that logic of this mathematics is definitely, probability of the statistics is much required.
100%.
I need to understand that level, so that I can validate the outputs that my model is giving out.
Correct. So now what happens in our previous degrees and all is we learn it one time and we never use it. So we, tend to, not remember it. But
so far I have not used whatever I learned in my degree. No.
So here, if at all you are in an environment where you learn it, and if you are in an environment where those are being used, you are recursively updating your knowledge about that, and that concept will strengthen, because now when you're working with iOS and other teams, some modules might have recursively month on month, project over project got strengthened. Now that then okay, deploying is very easy. Now uploading a APK file on Android is very easy. So you will have that confidence on a few areas, and you'll know that, okay, this is a little tough. We have to be careful here. So I think you have to take that jump, and I'm sure because you've handled complex projects, these will be simpler, and you'll not be all alone. Now back then and now you will have more resources online. You'll be able to use them. You'll be able to interact with other team members. They'll all be able to solve better, right?
Yeah, that's
so,
right.
And please continue on the journey, sir.
Please, that consistency is required.
100%, sir. And you are in a very better position, sir, because you are already having your previous experience. So I definitely want you to double down on this and make the most out of it, sir.
What would be the ideal role is what is my current thinking, whether whatever. Though I'm not picked up any complete expertise in the AML or network science, which I'm talking about now, right? Overall idea is what I have. Okay, of course that is sufficient for playing a managerial role. Okay, all I need to understand is the business requirements and know how to get it done for my team. Okay, so that is what is actually like the delivery mindset, and the PM mindset is what I currently need, and which I already have. Thing is, what are the missing gaps is what I'm actually wanted to understand, so that I can that will help me along with my hands-on as well. Okay,
100%, sir. I would have a very simple answer, because we come up with similar questions with our founder, Jayendra Asamsetti, sir. So even lecturers, professors, even people who are already in their job role, who are upskilling themselves, maybe even in blockchain, which is a different technology altogether.
Yeah.
So the first thing is, right, when we are trying to make a journey from here to, let's say Mumbai, first thing what we need to plan is we have to have our destination mapped
Right,
out.
yeah.
Right? Then the next thing is booking train now getting into the cab, catching the train first or the flight first. So you have to first think
So precisely where to go, how to go. Simple.
Yes. So basically, yes, sir. So, and the path could differ and the route could differ and should not be a problem, sir. But those all things will, as you learn more of it, sir, more Python modules and all, I'm sure it will be more and more clear for you. Because okay, now you say, okay, I have strength in this area and this area. Now I think I'll be able to tap these roles. And when you're learning, the roles become more and more clear as well. Right. So it's a parallel processor. But if we are just if you're thinking, we'll not be able to act. And so if you do thinking when you have taken an action, that makes you, that adds more seriousness onto the thinking portion also.
Yeah.
So I hope
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Thanks for the tips anyways. Because this is what every day my mind always thinks in this way only, because I have to land up in some role where it adds value to whatever I'm currently doing.
You will 100%, sir. You will, right? So the current next steps are very important, sir. It's about always the next step. So the next steps are important, and you will definitely from there, next step from there, next step from there, next
That's
step.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. Thanks.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Thanks. Yeah. Thanks for patiently answering all my.
Anytime. We're here to help.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, Sabyasachi.
Yeah. So thanks, Rahul. Thanks, Prem. Thank you, sir. Thanks everyone who joined us from. Thanks, Mahendra Kumar. It says great session. Thank you so much.
And in the beginning of the session, I think I heard you were from Tirupatur and
Yes.
there's another gentleman from Dharmapuri, right?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
many. Okay. So
Anyway, I'm originally from
Sorry to
Madurai.
interrupt. Sorry to interrupt, sir.
Yeah, originally I'm from Madurai. Yeah.
Okay.
a lot of networking happening here itself. So we have in our community also this happens. So we have many people from similar backgrounds, similar localities, similar companies also happen. So this is what happens. We'll keep meeting each other. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Let's be connected. Thank you so much. Thank you,
Yeah.
Sabyasachi. So tomorrow at the same time, see?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, so this is going to be, I mean, this kind of hands-on is going to be there for the next 7 days. And the seventh day is the masterclass, right?
Yeah. Yes. Correct.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Yeah. Thanks, everyone. Thank you.
So people who are watching us live on our social channels, I request you to leave the top learnings. Was it coding, non-coding, anything? You can just leave your top learnings in the comment section, and we'll be happy to know more about you and your background also, right? I request you to keep coming for the next sessions. And if at all you've not registered for our masterclass, I'm sharing the link for it once again here. Yes. Here it goes on the chat. Yes. Yes, you can go ahead and register for our masterclass and join us and understand more about the opportunities in AI. Great. Thanks, everyone.